We're ready. It's me, your fine tournament host with no technical difficulties at all, ready for the semifinals between Jollyman and Eisomarto. In the semifinals, in the God tier, now the recorded game works. Boy, it was a adventure right before this. Anyway, this is the semifinals of the Athenian League, the top tier, the gods of the Athenian League, or at least one of them is aspiring to be the god. Best of 5. We are not playing with the Japanese, so if you're tired of watching 100,000 games of Amaratawasu or whatever her name is, watch this. You're not going to see any of that nonsense. But we are looking at Jollyman right now, who's played a lot of Norse in this tournament. He is the blue color. And over on the right is Eisomarto, who is Nuwa in the red. Eisomarto has played kind of a variety of gods, but in the first round against his hapless opponent, played a couple Chinese and got some really easy wins. In fact, it was a really easy series. The person he played was an absolute noob. So he basically got a free pass to the semifinals against Jollyman on game 1, which is the unknown, which is spawned just a big fat cliff in the middle, a couple elephants, and otherwise a fairly basic map with a very safe back town center, but then gold mines that are kind of forward. But wow, there is some hunt to be had here. Let me turn my scroll speed down here. And we've got Pegasus Rush. Thank you, my son. I hope your haircut yesterday went well. Or Tiger, Ice Machine, who is Eisomarto, and Jollyman. So both players are watching the series. Maybe, well, only one of them can be reliving like, an exciting, happy moment. The other one is probably going to relive some trauma. But we don't know which one. No spoilers. No clue as we fast forward a little bit into the classical age where we have Berserk building the temple. Odin versus Nuwa. What in the world does Nuwa do here? Nuwa is going up with Hutu, which is for economy and defense. Has this awesome hero Kwafu that is like immune to any raids. It's the flying tiger guy who will be able to take a shortcut over the middle here. And we get a very defensive earth wall put up right away. Goes over to the berries. Building a military camp. Is this the one that gets the cheat technology against infantry? No. I don't think she has access to it. Nope. That one's very unfair. Jollyman immediately uses forest fire. He really wants to get on this military camp. Will he kill it? I think he will. Maybe if he had cast it on this tree to begin with. But it is up and probably not dying. But then let's open up the base. There's a decent amount of damage to all these earth walls. Will this insta-kill the earth wall? Well, you better repair this. Why didn't you repair? Hopefully this is... Yeah, wow. That was a very nice forest fire. This is... Yeah, it killed like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 segments of the wall. What a forest fire. But then the Valkyrie's down here on the wrong side. She probably should have come up here, but... That's about the most value you get out of a forest fire. This is really going to slow Eisomarto down. If Jolly would have just ran this Valkyrie up this way, could be doing some damage here, but on the wrong side of the map. What a start, huh? Let's pull this chat up. It's a little bit out of whack here. So we try to fix this. Yes, the hero Kwafu is a scary dude. Now we've got the machine works, so the military camp goes down, and it's replaced with the machine workshop. Valkyrie coming in with 103 health. Boy, just take a few chips on this wall, and I think this might be the last segment to kill the whole thing. Oh, here come these halberdiers. It's got 14 hit points. Ooh, oh, I would have picked the... I would have gone for the pick and probably lost too many cavalry in the process. So this is on these games were played on the new expansion. So has the new balance in effect. I'm not really sure how much it has changed balance. I mean, everybody's too busy playing Japanese at the top level, so who knows for sure. These raiding cavalry, it looks like they want to finish clearing out this wall. This might be the last segment, or maybe need one more. Oh, that's all of it. So yeah, the earth wall was absolutely obliterated by the forest fire. Which is kind of unfortunate, you know, that the wall went right through the forest there, but maybe something to think about ahead of time, huh? You know, that's, I actually had never really, not playing a Norse very often, never really kind of thought of that, but basically insta using the Raven is almost like Jollyman was ready for it. It was like, yeah, this guy's going to use Earth Wall, and I'm just going to use Forest Fire right away. Maybe could have ran through and impeded these villagers on the way, but chose to shimmy along the edge of the map. Got a few Kwafu. This one's looking a little burnt. Oh, picks one anyway. But watch out. You know, you never have, probably the new isn't used to having to build. Uh-oh. They stopped going. Okay, does kill one. Not the end of the world. But the new probably not used to building walls because just gets the earth wall. But with the earth wall kind of being unexpectedly destroyed, a few walls wouldn't go astray here. Still should be fine in the base. Really, the thing is going to be the access to the third gold mine. That's kind of always the dilemma when you're facing an aggressive god who looks like Jolly is kind of happily finished making military and is trying to age up with Njord. This is the unknown, which is spawned just a big fat cliff in the middle. Otherwise, it's fairly standard. We've got about 2 Valkyries. Oh, you lost it without healing it, Jolly man. Come on. And nice job, Eisomarto, picking off the weak Valkyrie. We got this guy flying around. He's a big boy to fly. This game's not very realistic. Now there is a hole in the wall here, as we have just seen. But will Eisomarto be ready for an early Njord? And what do you do with an early Njord? Do you really like turn it into some quick aggressive attack, or do you just kind of sit back and get some of the really strong Njord hill fort units? And Jollyman testing the waters here. Look out! 1 hit point! 1! Surely he doesn't make it. No, he doesn't. Jolly is overstaying his welcome just a little bit now. He is now heading on out. We've got a little pressure up at the top. Kill count is slightly in Jollyman's favor. I think he's picked up 1 or 2 of them so far. And Eisomarto looks like he wants to age up as well, but isn't super close yet. Does have husbandry, actually, depending on how many resources could age up really quickly. Yeah. Never mind. He's super close to hitting the age up button. And has done so. Still has the clay peasants that can be cast somewhere. This guy is flying around. And what is Jollyman doing? Building a very aggressive hill fort. Now the hard part about this map, Jollyman certainly would prefer that this big old cliff not be here. Berg Onunder Thorgjersen is going for a walk through the enemy base. Doesn't quite make it. Now there's only 3 units building this thing. What Eisomarto doesn't know. Oh, he does know! Or he's suspecting. This is trouble for Jollyman. This is trouble. Eisomarto kind of sniffed out that there'd be something somewhere, so he's come forward here. And if he plays this right, he can stop this. We've got clay peasants being used. I think he used them right before. Yeah, he used them slightly too early. He only spawned 4 of them. Ooh, big fight here. Trees going down. Let's get the zoom over here to look at these units. And oh, this might be disaster for Jollyman. Here are the throwing axemen. They're a little bit too late. And that was sniffed out nicely by Eisomarto there. And for as good of a start as Jollyman had frying the entire earth wall, this son does everything and more. And well done to Eisomarto. Kind of sensing that that might be happening. Either he got lucky and checked this way, or the Hersier might have given it away. That Hersier actually might have given the whole plan away to Eisomarto. Because if you're really trying to think deep here, you're kind of wondering, why is this Hersier from the bottom coming up here? And I think you could kind of logically say, as now Jollyman is in a world of hurt, that the Hersier's coming up here to try to build something, so why not check the top? So that might have been what Eisomarto was kind of thinking about. And this game might very suddenly be over for Jollyman, who still has... he's catching up in military, I suppose, but this has to be putting him so far behind. We've got double Tao Wu's rushing in. It's like a big bad rugby player, these guys. Jolly would know what I'm talking about. Jolly, pretty well established rugby player in his day anyway. This is what this reminds me of. Yeah, these are some big brutes of rugby players right here. The Sky Lantern's nice because Eisomarto can use those to kind of see how much of an army Jollyman has. I don't know what the Hawkeye is. I don't know enough about rugby other than there's a scrum, and then if they get out of the scrum, there's something else that's not a scrum, but it's like a scrum, but it's called different. This is bold to come forward. Who wins? Here. Ah, okay. Not a rugby, but it's just a dance. Here they come, tossing units. It's so cool. Now they're like bowling balls. Just coming through to kind of mess things up. And it's so hard because you got to keep the throwing axemen from not attacking Tao Wu. And these halberdiers are making mincemeat of the Jarls. And I think this fight is not good for Jollyman. Though the Jarls are living forever. So maybe there's not enough... yeah, I think there's just enough of these little spear guys, maybe? What do they have for techs? They have a lot of techs, though. They have Ringgiver and Thundering Hooves. This is after the DLC. And yeah, there's just a few too many units here from Eisomarto. But now, the last of the halberdiers have been taken care of. So I have to fall back, because he only got 3 halberdiers for now. These couple units move out. Viscount is slightly in Eisomarto's favor now after that raid on the hunt. It's not really a raid, but a push onto the hunt. And then you always have, I think, a little bit of an advantage these guys get. But being trained slightly faster, we now have a ballet being built on this side. But Jollyman, he's not one to just give up. So, but has to be careful that he doesn't kind of just trickle units into their death, which is very easy to do once like your forward gets pushed to where just your spawns keep going. Now what Jolly should do here, there's really not much for pushing power here. The Jarls, or at least a couple of them, need to come forward and go just for a little counter aggression somewhere. Like, I would almost just bypass this, and you could run around here and maybe try to catch some of the reinforcements coming up. Because these units really aren't probably going to get past this. So yeah, if you just send... I'm a huge fan of the kind of the counter push or the counter raid where like kind of instead of fighting a heads-on fight against an army that's coming in your base, just try to distract. Because yeah, there was a time here where Jolly could have come around here and started picking some reinforcements and forcing all these units back. Buying himself a little extra time. But I don't know if he's ever going to win a heads-on fight, but he's sure trying. Now these Jarls tank a ton, and there's not very many halberdiers anymore. So maybe this is a good fight for Jolly here, because there's a few too many archers. Boy, these guys are so tanky, though. Yeah, he's too heavy on the archers now, and these Jarls are absolutely blasting. Only medium halberdier too. But heavy fire archer. So Eisomarto kind of went the wrong way here with his heroic age techs, where he went with the heavy fire archer, but Jolly's kind of transitioning into the super good Ulf Jarls. Are they still called Ulf Jarls? No, they're called Great Jarls now. I think in Legacy, weren't they called Ulf Jarls, or maybe at one point they were? Jolly's walled off the bottom of the map. So is this the comeback that Jolly needed? He takes kind of a nice fight there under pop. These Jarls are tough. I mean, we're talking 295 hit points. And they revive, and they slowly regenerate as well. It can't come through there. Medium Jarls are called Ulf Jarls. Okay. Another Walking Woods, but are they going to be able to get out? Okay, they will. And Forest Protection gets put down on... Boy, he would have really liked to have had this ballet up before using that Forest Protection. I would have mainly... Maybe would have just tried to retreat and fall back and use Forest Protection on this, because now you do have a building that's only 480 hit points that you could lose your Forest Protection just like that. But that does kind of lock down this area, especially if Eisomarto gets a wall up to protect this. And these guys are coming forward to this gold mine up here. So if Jolly kind of... He could actually ignore this position, because it's the gold that matters right now. So he doesn't actually have to push this. He can just come up here and fight here. Now, it doesn't look like he wants to fight right now. We've got the trees that aren't super great units. Now, do we have enough halberdiers here? I don't know if we still do. These Jarls just live forever. But, well, I don't know. The halberdiers, now that they're heavy, are doing a lot of work as well, and I don't... It's kind of mutual destruction here. I don't know who. I mean, probably Jollyman will eventually win this, just courtesy of the reinforcements being closer. And now I think there are not enough halberdiers anymore. But kind of mutual destruction here. Just for any unit that doesn't die, Jollyman can sit back and heal back up. Kind of makes you wonder too. Did Eisomarto really even need to take that fight? Like, what did he really hope to gain there? Boy, he's gotta be sweating now, hoping that Jolly doesn't come up here. Hello, everybody! Oh, man. He'll get this up, but loses a lot of units there. But not a big deal. Maybe it was. I don't know how many units he actually lost. But now Eisomarto is a little too far forward again. And our military numbers are much in favor of Jollyman. And unfortunately, Eisomarto probably regretting having to use forest protection on this silo, because now it doesn't really protect what needs to be protected. Did something just get broken? Not sure what happened there. I heard building destruction. Never even heard of that tech before. I'm still trying to learn Chinese, and there's this Japanese expansion that's out. No real unique techs on any of these units. Which is tough when you're just fighting kind of line upgrades against Jollyman's Jarls that have double myth upgrades. This is a scary army here. There's Jolly's coming forward. We do have another forest protection that could be used. This is, you are right, Apoy. Oh, this guy's coming forward all on his lonesome. He's feeling pretty energetic. Boy, do you use forest protection on here? Because you do get another gold mine, essentially. I think you have to. There is the forest protection. Probably should have used it sooner. Because seems like it takes a little bit of a delay before it starts doing things. Yeah, I think he waited too long to use it. Big fight here, but Jolly's numbers are looking pretty good. They're fighting right through. It's so hard to take a fight through forest protection, but Jolly's making it work. And this one ram is causing some havoc. This fight would have gone substantially differently, I think, if he would have used forest protection ahead of time. Because there's a delay from when you cast it to when it starts working. And he just didn't use it early enough. Now they're getting captured by this forest protection, but that's only from this one. And Jollyman ends up winning the game here, where Eisomarto maybe could have played slightly more defensively after getting the nice attack here. But he didn't, and that's okay. Not okay for his chances of winning this game, but that's okay. We all make mistakes, as Jollyman does take game number 1. It was a bit of an up and down experience there. As we work to update the scoreboard to Jollyman wins the first game. Jollyman coming in as a group winner, so the favorite by a little bit, but Eisomarto is no slouch as we take a look at the post game and kind of look at civilian units, pretty even. Resources collected, Eisomarto falls slightly behind there in the middle, but yeah, after this early fight that really went south for Jollyman, and even this fight wasn't super great for him either, able to replenish his units and take a nice fight here. This is kind of the big one to get him back into the game. Because look at how few units he lost compared to Eisomarto. And then Eisomarto just didn't have enough halberdiers for this fight here. This one had a few more, but still just pushed too far ahead. He could have maybe sat back and played a little more defensively, possibly. Because he still had gold mines down at the bottom. You know, he didn't necessarily have to push forward for these. Could have just stabilized here and then just moved out just a little bit down to the bottom. But regardless, that's game one. It's in the books to a Jollyman. And we move on to game two, which will be Eisomarto's home map. Jollyman is working at becoming best Australian Age of Mythology player. Certainly if he wins this tournament, it would be undisputed. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. It's Chi-Yu. Anyway, what do we got here? Eisomarto is raw. Not feeling Chinese in game two. Jollyman is low-key. So both players changed gods. Normally only the winner has to change gods, because once you win with a god, you can't repeat that god. But yeah, we're on Tundra. Got Jollyman in the blue. Eisomarto in the bottom. Pharaoh is Taylor Swift. She is looking at leading Eisomarto to victory here. We've got the barracks house wall. Eisomarto apparently really doesn't want to come down here. What is down here? Nothing. Why is she in the game? Because I'm a technical wizard. And I have a local language mod that changes all the names of all the pharaohs. In fact, part of my channel, somewhere in one of the channel points redemptions, if it still works, is you can ask to get a pharaoh name added in. So you can put whatever you want in there. There's some good pharaoh names. There's some ones that I don't understand, but probably mean something to other people that requested. But yeah, I put Taylor Swift in because why not? You know, I'm trying to keep in touch with the Swifties and hoping that they'll start tuning in to my streams. There's a lot of Swifties in the world. Well, I actually already have a few of them in the chat, I can tell anyway. So Eisomarto here. Anyway, back to the game. We've got a game going on. Eisomarto going for a Wadget. Axeman spam, it looks like. And Hersier's here. Coincidentally, you can also request a custom Hersier name as well. This guy's trying hard to run away. Uh-oh. Got them raiding cavalry. However, they don't do well against the Wadget. These dudes coming forward. What relic do we got? Demeter's Throne makes drop points cheaper. Eisomarto. There's nothing wrong with being a Swiftie. That's okay. That's okay. Now, Jollyman, I gotta admit, I'm never, unless you're really wanting to be able to see what he's doing, I'm never a fan of using spy on the enemy economy. Because I feel like you're always kind of going to know where they're at. It'd be nice to have a spy on the military. Just the downside is if you kill the unit, you know, then you don't have the spy anymore. But, okay, so you're valuing it because you want to see what the Ra is doing. You want to be able to plan ahead for the masses of axemen and wadgets that are coming your way. Yeah, see, that's what I would do. But, okay, alright. Well, that makes sense. Can't even pronounce this game. This name's Vip Dagger Soljarts. If you're a legacy lover like myself, you do probably miss the old Hersier names. They've kind of changed the Hersier names in Retold to where they're just one name as opposed to Retold, which kind of had a bank of 3 different names that would get crammed together. So now you just have one name, not randomly like crammed together. Yeah, no, no jolly women puncher anymore. Here's a big fight. I don't know if there's enough units from Eisomarto to win this thing. You might have to shift Sands out of here. The Wadgets, he could have probably protected those Wadgets a little bit better. In the end, I don't know if this fight was going quite as bad as he thought, or as I thought. But he does shift out, doesn't want to lose his units. But actually, I don't know if it was necessarily a lost fight there in the end. He had kind of a nice little choke here. If he could have gotten the Wadgets up a little bit quicker, he could have saved both of them and probably been alright to fight that fight. Now he's healing his units up. Now he does get to heal the units up, but so does Jollyman. Now anyone who doesn't die gets re-healed and back to the fight. Jollyman getting some cave trolls. Eisomarto will probably like to get more Wadgets, but he's a little slow to get his monument up, I'd say. I think you would want your second monument up before this. Just pickaxe. No husbandry. Or anything like that. Dwarves have pickaxe and nothing else. Some nice tasty hunt here. Now this is a little unfair. Jolly gets these nice perfectly behind second hunt, whereas Eisomarto spawned to the left. So that would have put Jolly's, if we would have had a consistent spawn, Jolly's would have spawned over here, which maybe was something that Iso could have punished, but no. Eisomarto sees these units coming. I don't think he really cares. Maybe. Oh yeah, he does. He's running backwards. Look out! Okay. Now we question, does Jolly... We're gonna go for a bit of oh! You're trying to cut him off, but Jolly, the hunter, is becoming the hunt. Or the hunted is becoming the hunter here. How does he get out? Did we have the jukes to get out? Looks like maybe just one raiding cavalry goes down, so... Could have been scary for Jolly Wobbles. Because, yeah, he wouldn't have been able to come out this way. Eisomarto probably could have, with a little better... Oh, I guess Jolly could have ran this way either. That would have been a tough little catch here. Probably should have just separated all the spearmen from his slow Wadgets. And would have been able to trap a whole lot more units. Actually, is what Eisomarto should have done. Eisomarto does see this going on here. Jolly apparently is wanting to have as many villagers as he can on one herd pack. And then you could kind of see, like, when you have this many villagers, the pathing kind of becomes a bit of a nightmare. Where it took a while for these 5 to decide to come somewhere else. And now these 2 will gather all over on top of the same one, and now they're fighting each other for the food here. Yeah, see, that's just, they get so confused. Now, Eisomarto does see all of this and does know. Oh, he's going to shift Sands right on top. Jolly, you paying attention? Uh-oh. Is this a good move or bad? A decision was made. The spearmen are out in the wrong spot. Alright. Uh-oh, now split up your spearmen here. This would have been so much better if there would have been a wall here. What are the spearmen doing? Yo, Eisomarto, there's a big fight here and you're killing the Great Hall. Well, he really does not have liked the Great Hall. And now the Wadget's missing, and we only have one more priest. Yeah, this is probably a fight that Eisomarto might not really want here. Well, I don't know. There's one priest with 1 hit point. Surely you could have just kept the 2 trolls here. Villagers making a mad dash from gold mine to gold mine. Uh-oh. These spearmen, what are they? Eisomarto is getting a little bit kind of discombobulated here. Now here come the spearmen rushing. They took a couple boulders to the face, and Eisomarto kind of lost track of his army there. Like he had one part up here, one part down here, attacking the Great Hall for a while. So a bit awkward from Eisomarto, and what that fight does is it does donate a whole lot of favor, which means more cave trolls. And Jollyman will have a very good time with those cave trolls if we only have one priest with 1 hit point remaining in the game. So that was a bit of a disaster there from Eisomarto, but I don't think it needed to be. Just some awkward military management in that fight. Jolly's almost getting heroic. He's now resurged. Well, yep. There he goes. He canceled a few things to get up to heroic. So now he's aging up, and this flaming weapons push will be a scary thing for Eisomarto. I don't know how he holds that. Because with the corner spawn, like the way that they are, they're not quite at this corner, but pretty close to it. Means that you don't really get any safe second golds. They all spawn out towards the middle of the map. So Eisomarto is going to have a really hard time hanging on to a gold mine. Raiding cavalry coming in, see what's going on, courtesy of Eyes in the Forest. I mean, Jollyman sees almost as much as Eisomarto does. This Eyes in the Forest nonsense. I feel like Eyes in the Forest gives a little too much vision. Or maybe it's just because of the stupid spied villager. That might be what I'm seeing here. Never mind. Well, Game 1 did have a Chinese player. Eisomarto's got to be thinking he's in some rough shape here. Have the hill fort built. Yeah, Jolly knows there's no point in pushing. No point at all. See, in the olden days, you could cast rain to block flaming weapons. And I approve of that interaction, and disappointed that it no longer exists in Retold. Essentially, all of your weather-related god powers in Retold, or in Legacy, were like global god power blocks. And never again will we see the ceasefire in between flaming weapons and Fimbulwinter and be amazed that the player was able to fit that in. So yeah, I kind of miss that. I wish there was still some of that in the game, because it adds kind of an interesting strategical aspect to the game that we don't really have anymore, because other than a few god powers that block locally, you don't have anything that's like a global god power block. I don't really know what Eisomarto can do here. I mean, he is aging up, but he's behind in military, and Locust is not nearly the god power that Flaming Weapons is. So this is kind of a delay into a lost game 2, really. Because Jollyman knows he's got full control of the map, and there's no way that Eisomarto can get on any sort of gold mine. Eisomarto not feeling any reason to fight. 7 priests. Comes a rock. Flying over, trying to... Okay, here's the Locust. Gets on. It does decent amount of damage, but not enough. Damages himself a little bit. No big deal. And does Jollyman just use flaming weapons here and just pound his way right through the base? This rock is taking up half the screen. There's flaming weapons. There you go. Don't. Uh-oh. Where are these guys going? And that's it. GG. The shifting sands play need not have gone as poorly as it did. I don't think it was a bad play, just the military management after the shifting sands was just not what it needed to be. It didn't need to go this poorly. It's really, you had 2 fights that required shifting sands. The first one was kind of a save, which really maybe didn't need to be used then. But this one just, he split his army up. He being Eisomarto, split his army up very strangely, and Jollyman did a really good job of picking half of the army up. But yeah, he did need more priests as well. But anyway, that's game 2. Now, I've been told that game 3 maybe goes out of sync. Let's give it a whirl. I have 2 different recorded game versions of it. So let us see. This one says real game 3. We'll see how real it is. Are we talking like an out of sync very early into the game or an out of sync at some point later? Why are we just sitting here for so long? Oh, because he wanted to get the wood. Answer me, Jollyman. Eisomarto is Nuwa, though. Trying Nuwa again. Oh, at 15-ish minutes. Alright, well, we may be able to watch this for about 15 minutes, and then we'll see. But let's see. Eisomarto is on the top. And then he's back to Nuwa. Down on the bottom is Jollyman. This Pharaoh, Lucky Bam! I don't know if I've seen Lucky Bam around lately, but here he is in the game. Right here we see Ra on Oasis. Now Eisomarto got to pick this as his home map because he lost the previous one. Oasis used to be like Ra's like absolute playground back in Legacy, like king of Oasis. It wasn't until kind of late into Legacy's competitive scene that players started being able to compete with Ra on Oasis. Eisomarto has reached the age up fairly quickly, and looks like they are coming. Yeah, not so much. Aranos was a bit of a problem. Where is this guy going? It's not going to be a surprise. Building a forward town center. With the clay peasants. You're Jollyman, do you shift onto that? Send everything forward. Get skin of the rhino and shift onto it. I think a real man would do that. It'd probably be a dumb idea, but I think it'd be worth it. Well, now you're in a bit of a problem where you're going to lose your priest and maybe your pharaoh as well. Maybe? Lucky Bam is running away as fast as he can. Ra's supposed to be a hyper late game, right? Well, I don't know. China is scary because of all the crazy technologies that China gets access to. I feel like you probably are like more on an age 3 timing attack with Ra here. Like, grabbing this town center is a bit risky because you certainly have the opportunity as Ra here to do like a one town center push into this. Maybe make some Slinger Petsuchos siege works? I don't know. Slinger kills the heroes. Petsuchos kills everything else. And the siege works makes towers to destroy this. But Eisomarto could delay with this. That adds some time to delay. Interesting to grab that forward town center. Let's see these villagers, and now Jolly has a town center as well. I don't know if that's good. That's just a difference in playstyle. I mean, anytime I see the opponent going for a second town center, I'm thinking, oh, I just need to do a timing push. So maybe this is fine. But what relic does he have? He's got the relic that makes villagers have... Man, you had this relic too? Pygmalion statue? You totally should have shifted on top of it, unless you just got the relic. The fire archers went a little too far forward. Myth unit recharge time. Depending on what myth units you have, this relic that makes the recharge time lower is really good. Now, I do also want to ask a question. How in the world have we had this bug existing for like a year and it's still not fixed? This drives me bonkers. Don't touch the mouse, then you can read it.
准备好了。
14 goats. Always good to check the goat count here. 14 to 7. So that's really nice for this guy. Does the wedges still poison this? I don't think so anymore.
下命令。
It's aging up. Pretty decent time with Sobek, but we're also getting a pretty decent age up with Gao Ming. So we'll see a Locust about to come up here. What world does Gao Ming give? I don't even know these. Who are we looking at? Oh, Fei Beast. No? Force protection.
准备好了。是的。什么？请下命令。
Forest protection is tough to push into. I mean, I guess that's the point of grabbing this town center, is you just take this half of the map. You throw an earth wall and then forest protection. But like if Jolly's 1 TC, isn't he like basically pushing now with some siege towers? I'm just a big fan of aggression. So Jolly's spreading onto the left side of the map. Eisomarto onto the right side. Hopefully this game doesn't auto-sync at the 15-minute mark. Patsuchos here makes the Migdol stronghold. Villagers moving over. Nice to wall this off. I would... Another wall up here would not go astray. All the way across. To lock that side of the map all the way out. The obelisk scouting. And we do have the Tau Wu who's decided he doesn't like the wall. Rock flying over. And the wall did not last long. What does Eisomarto have behind it? Nothing. It's a very menacing looking creature. Oop. Decided just breaking that wall was enough. Turn around. What relic is this? Oh, that's the one that Jollyman grabbed. Working slowly at this wall here. Rock is checking up at the top. This Tau Wu is like, does he have line of sight of this? He does. It really doesn't like that thing. And these villagers are a little slow to retreat. You know, this could be problems for Jollyman here. Because really, Eisomarto could just defend up this position and then just gotta push over here and get on stuff that Jolly's got going on over here. We've got some baboon killing villagers, some gold mining villagers. So Jollyman's a little bit in a dangerous spot. At the White Horse Cavalry. Now, while camels do well against enemy cavalry, 1 against 3 is not the... Oh, nice little work here. I like this. There we go. This is how you turn a losing fight into a winning one. You just heal your priests. Now force them back. Oh. We have a very early locust here. Kind of well before any sort of large fight. And Jollyman gets pushed back. Looking for something to do with these 2 camels. I do have this Tau Wu that is just tanking just an obscene amount of damage here. This Patsuchos climbs in to get... Ooh, yeah, there's just too many heroes. But Eisomarto has stayed his welcome. Overstated a little bit, and will lose quite a bit on the way out of that fight. Runs out, and in the end, kind of a nice starting aggression here for Eisomarto, but a little bit too far in. And ended up regretting that. And now he's got all the techs. Yeah, China has a lot of different heroes, and it's... I don't really care as far as the balance thing, it's just hard for me to keep track of them all. Like, you've got dude on the horse. What does this guy do? Is it even a horse? Looks like it's a horse. Or is it something different? It might not be a horse at all. And it's an aura which decreases damage. No, but they're all different. They all do different things. No, they're not the same. They're all different. Every age is different. And they do different things. Like, at least with the Greek ones, they're all just kind of, you know, pretty basic, just fighting units. And then the mythic ones are the only different ones. I don't care for balance. It's just too confusing for an old dude like myself. Don't get me started on Japanese at all. We are reaching the out of sync period of the game. We'll see if this recorded game goes out of sync. Yeah, I don't mind Greek just having 4. I mean, it's kind of an interesting... I mean, if you give every civ infinite heroes, what's the difference? They're all the same. Siege towers. You don't want to take this fight yet, Eisomarto. What is he waiting for forest protection on? Why would you not use it here? There he uses it. Now, wait till they start getting... Yeah, push them in. Knock them into the forest. There we go. That's what we need. Now, fall back so you're in your forest. He's kind of fighting on the edge of it. But maybe it's okay. Again, the Tawu just kind of tanks all of the damage. And Jollyman is forced to retreat after just fighting a little too long. These White Horse Cavalry are fierce. Have some good stats. So they have some really high base. I guess they do have a slightly lower attack speed than the camel. So Siege Tower just to try to tank damage. We got some medium slinger coming in to face tank these units. And does Jollyman hold this position? Looks like he will. As again, Eisomarto has stayed just a little too long, but not too bad. And retreats out of it, but now has something he has to think about his villagers that are on this berry. Apparently he's forgotten that he sent them here. The army just like retreated away from the villagers. And oh man, it is out of sync. Shoot. Let's see if the other one also goes out of sync. Probably. We can fast forward it here and it'll go pretty quick. I'm guessing this one will also go out of sync. There's something bugged that happened in the game that will cause out of syncs. It's going to be something specific. I'm going to guess this game will also go out of sync at about the 17-minute mark. I remember this. Spitting down the wall. Very loudly and annoyingly. I like how that guy just got lost up there. I want to pause it when we reach the 17-minute mark and just kind of see who do we think is going to win. See this big throw by Jollyman. And then goes a little too far in, does Eisomarto. I didn't pause it in time. Okay. Well, just because I hope there's a game 4, did Eisomarto win that game? Please? Because I don't know. It looked like it was still anybody's game. So who won? I guess we could just click on game 4 and see. Is there a game 4 or is this just a fake? And did Jollyman, who was sicker than a dog this last week, did he win? Oh, it's only 3 games. Jollyman sweeps the series. Just like that. Ah. Well, congratulations, Jollyman. I guess it's a little bummer that the game 3 didn't work to the end, but I feel like Eisomarto played a whole lot better against me. Congratulations, Jollyman. I wish we could have seen your last win there. We'll give you your win, 3-0. Congratulations, Jollyman. He moves on to the finals. And in the interest of showing everyone all the spoilers, we will take a look at our Athenian League post-game, post-season show. And let's pull up all of the brackets here as we will move on over to the screen display. And nice job, Jollyman. So if we take a look at our God tier playoffs, but we were just looking, you have Apoy is in the grand final. He will face off against a Jollyman. What did they change that? Like some random patch. Another terrible change. I hate it. I hate balance changes that achieve balance by removing unique attributes. It should only be done as a last resort. So obviously you have that's kind of Egyptians' thing. They're the only god that gets free towers. But then because it was too strong, apparently, let's just get rid of free towers, and now that's one fewer thing that Egyptians have that's unique. And I really dislike that type of balancing. I think it's not the way to do it. Not that my opinion really matters, but anyway, yeah, Apoy versus Jollyman. Back to what really matters is the Athenian League. So that's a DOD showdown here. Both are number ones in their groups. Jollyman slightly better with a 9-3 record. And then we can move down tier to tier in the mythic tier. Hey, we need to update these scores here. Who's slacking, Joey Bads? Defiance defeated No Brainer. So we have Defiance against Duck Nugget in the second tier. Defiance placed first in his division. Duck Nugget, a third placer, went through a 2 and a 1 to reach the finals. Defeated, I think, Moose. Yeah, 2 3-0 sweeps. What's gotten into Duck Nugget suddenly? He might 3-0 sweep his all the way through. Defiance, another DOD player, I do believe. And move on down to the third tier, heroic tier. Finals here. Again, we don't have them updated. Motaba defeated Arthur Ello. So it's Motaba versus Magli, who were in the same division. Motaba, let's see who. Oh, during the regular season, Motaba beat Magli 2-1. And then in our lowest tier, the classic tier, we've got Ironhide. That's a good name. I like Ironhide. Ironhide is a number one. He faces off against Nito, who again a bit of a slight upset. Did well though, 4-1. Defeated Seidel in round 1, and then Ironhide in round 2, and moves on to face Ironhide in that final. So 4 different finals for 4 different skill tiers. And that's where we're at. So Athenian League Season 3. That's the wrong icon over here as well. Almost to a close. Probably this weekend will be the last few matches. So, and then we'll have postseason, and then we'll move on to Season 4 in early 2025, probably, is my thought. But anyway, I am going to go postseason. What do you mean by postseason? Playoffs. Postseason? I am going to do just a few things. I'm going to try to, I don't know if I'm going to have time to do like a weekly write-up. I know people like those, but they do take quite a bit of time to put together. But we do need to update the scores here. But I'm not sure quite how to do this. Maybe I can figure it out. But yeah, thanks for watching. And I will have probably beginning of next week, you'll start seeing some of the finals being cast on the channel. And hopefully we have a good set of top final. We got 4 finals, and then we do have some third place matches if the players do so want to play third place. But hey, you're welcome for the tournament. It's been a fun time. And yeah, season 4, January/February will be here before you know it. Probably February-ish is my guess. End of January, end of February. But yeah, that's it for today. Y'all take care. I will find someone else playing Age Mythology to send you people to. So thanks for watching and goodbye. Bye.